Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to all of
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Good
Hare
evening.
Krishna.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
happy to be with
Hare Krishna.
you on this very auspicious month of
Hare Krishna.
Kartik,
Hare Krishna,
and a
Maharaj.
very auspicious day called
Hare Krishna.
Bahulashtami. Today is Ashtami. And today is a beautiful day. In Vrindavana, there is a very big festival. Today is the appearance of Radha Kunda, a very huge festival. People come from all over the world to take part in it. And so today is very auspicious that on this beautiful day, we are all together and going to examine the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Welcome. Hare Krishna. Sorry for being a little late. Today we had a whole internet shutdown throughout, and it came up only at about 6:30, 6:45. So we had to rush and do a few things. Of course, that's not an excuse for not being on time. There are some other things also. Thank you. I'm going to quickly get to the point of sharing today's session with you. Today we are going to briefly touch upon chapter 2. And in the chapter 2, we are going to take the first bit. We have categorized it, the chapter 2, and today we are going to look into shlokas from 1 to 10. And as usual, let's offer our prayers to Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, to Krishna, to Lord Chaitanya, and to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamamayi Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm going to chant with you these prayers every day, and it'd be nice if all of you can join. These prayers have been sent to you on WhatsApp. Some of you already know these prayers, and others who do not know and are new to it can please listen to it, and we will also send a recording of it so that you can play it regularly. Why these prayers? These prayers are very, very important in invoking auspiciousness. What's the meaning of that? Before we do any activity that is spiritual, that is devotional, that is even religious, we actually pray to Guru, preceptor, the person who is teaching, the person who is imparting knowledge to us, the person who is the source, the acharya. We pray and ask for mercy. That is an auspicious event. Why? Because only through grace and mercy everything functions. We ask for the mercy of the acharya like Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. We petition the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate. In our prayers to Guru, let's backtrack a little bit. In our prayers to Guru, we are saying, Om Agyana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. That Agyana, Timira Andha, very low level of darkness in total ignorance. Agyana means ignorance. Timira Andha, Andhasya, in darkness I am. And you, by your knowledge and instruction to me, Jnananjana Shalakaya, are opening up my eyes by Jnana Anjana. And you're opening up my eyes to the light, to the truth, to the reality, to Krishna, to the personality of Godhead. Chakshur Unmilitam, opening up my eyes. Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Such a Guru, I offer my humble obeisances. We should have a reason why I'm offering obeisances, why I'm offering prayer. You are greater than me. You are filled with information, knowledge, realization, and you're imparting it to me. And you're showing me great mercy and grace. I'm totally dependent on it. I offer my humble obeisances respectfully to you. And we offer our obeisances to Prabhupada or Acharya. Then, who is Prabhupada? Who is the Guru? Who is the Acharya leading us to, giving us knowledge about? The absolute truth, reality. The absolute truth is a person. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate. Hey Krishna, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Source. Karuna Sindhu, ocean of mercy. Dina Bandhu, the friend of the fallen. Gopesha Gopika Kanta, who is very dear to the Lord of the Gopis, Gopa Isha. Gopika Kanta, very dear to the Gopis. Radha Kanta Namosute, out of all the Gopis, is very dear to Radha, the chief of the Gopis. Then we petition that Radharani, Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Today it's very important for us to chant the shloka of Radharani in the month of Damodara in Bahulashtami. That's why I took this opportunity to explain to you that we are very, very grateful to the greatest of all devotees, Radharani, by whose mercy and by whose recommendation to Krishna, a person gets understanding of the truth, of the reality of Krishna. So here it says, Taptakanchana Gaurangi, oh golden colored Radharani, your anga, your limbs are all golden. Radhe, oh Vrindavaneshwari, Vrindavanas Ishwari, Queen of Vrindavana. Vrishabhanu Sute Devi, Vrishabhanu Maharaj's daughters. Pranamamai Hari Priya, I offer my respectful obeisances to you. Then the shloka says, Vancha Kalpatru Bhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, all wonderful devotees of the Lord who are otherwise called Vaishnavas. Vishnu's devotees are called Vaishnavas. All of you, please bless me in my endeavor to understand this important truth. Patitanam Pavanebhyo, you are merciful to fallen people like me, right? I offer my obeisances to you. And then we offer obeisances to Lord Chaitanya. Krishna himself has come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, the Pancha Tattva, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas. This Pancha Tattva we are offering. The Kali Yuga Avatar, Yuga Avatar is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are offering obeisances to him. And then we are chanting. His recommendation is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, as the most potent form of meditation, as the most potent form of yoga, as the most potent form of connection to the supreme absolute truth and reality. So we offer our obeisances to him and we chant the holy names, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which you can continue to chant. And I recommend very strongly, the more you chant Krishna's names, this Mahamantra, the more it will become easy for you to understand. And what does it mean by understanding? You develop a solid faith, a confidence. You see here Prabhupada's picture. Others have got their chins lowered down. Prabhupada has chins up like this. One reporter in Australia asked Prabhupada, why you always walk like this? You know, they were all asking all sorts of questions. Prabhupada told him, That is because we can never be defeated. He gave this answer. He said, we can never be defeated. Pose any question to me, I'll answer from Bhagavad Gita to you. The Bhagavad Gita gives answers to every questions and human perplexities which we're going to discuss today. And it gives you answers and solutions to everything. And you practice them and you'll find a solution. You'll be victorious. In this way, we can never be defeated. So my chin is up. So I like all of you to walk with your chin put up confidently, solving all problems from Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence of today's discussion. Thank you. So, you know, we have been asking why in our life a lot of times. We have plenty of questions. We have million-dollar questions. And many people have not answered this to him. And our life is checkered with various experiences, various people whom we have met, various dialogues we have had, various interactions we have had, and many attempts we have made. And deep inside is the burning question of life. Why? And for you, Arjuna is asking all these questions. Because you don't have somebody to ask to, because you feel shy sometimes of asking, because you're afraid of asking, because you have these questions as a human being. Athato Brahma Jignasa. Now that I'm born as a human being, the Vedas say, Brahma Jignasa. Find out what is the truth. Jignasa means inquiry. Jignasa means asking questions. Athato. Because now you've got the human form of life, you must ask questions. The business of human life is to ask questions and understand the truth. Don't ask questions like where to make money, which business is better, where I can eat good food, where I can have gratification. That you can get on Google answers. Like I told you, some people are saying Google is God because all questions are answered. It gives you all answers about to enjoy your life and perpetuate your life materially and maybe even suffer more misery. But if you want to know questions about the million-dollar questions of life, who am I? Why do I suffer? Why are these things happening to me? Then you need answers from Bhagavad Gita. Those questions which you have are being posed by Arjuna. And right now, Arjuna is in a very perplexed mood. And you will see in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2, Krishna is asking to Arjuna, if you have Bhagavad Gita in front of you, which I recommend that you have always while you're coming to the session, it will help you a lot. As I refer to it, I am very interested in having you open the Gita and experience the Gita. Otherwise, you will think this man is just speaking from the top of his head. He's speaking his own theory. I also can speak the same way. I may also give a few sessions on my own speculations and conjecture that I have. No, I am not saying anything that is not said by Krishna, not said by the whole wonderful line of teachers and students ending up in Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta Swami, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. I am only speaking from his purports. So I want you to see that what I am telling you is available there, and you can also see it. Authentic proof opened out from the Bhagavad Gita and cited to you. In other words, I am not speculating. I am not speaking what I like to speak. I am speaking what you need to hear. I'm not going to speak what you like to hear. I know you like to hear that Swamiji gives you a magic abracadabra and you get millions of dollars falling from the sky and everything you always wish for, the wish fulfilling, this thing, everything will happen to you and tra-la-la-la, you can walk away. I'm not going to speak all those things that you like to hear. I'm going to speak what you need to hear. I'm going to speak what you have to hear. Because your life is very valuable as a human being. And it is the most advanced form of life on the planet. And if you take this life seriously and use your faculties, your intelligence, and your brains in solving the problems of life using these instructions, you will really become successful. You'll become very happy and you'll become fulfilled. Okay? So, you heard Arjuna speaking in the Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter. He was perplexed. He was confused. He gave reasons, many of them. And he declared in the end of the first chapter, Nayotse iti Govinda. Therefore, I cannot fight. And he threw his Gandiva, bow. And then you will see in the beginning of the chapter 2, Sanjaya is speaking. Tam tata kripaya vishtam ashu purna kulekshanam vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha madhusudana. Translation, Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words. So Arjuna said, I will not fight. Who would have been very happy hearing this? Who would have been very happy? Wow. Because he asked the first question in Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter. Isn't it? He asked, what is it? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamakha pandavas chaiva kimma kurvata sanjaya. Kimma kurvata sanjaya. What did they do after assembling in Dharma kshetra? He was right. They were not fighting. Something was going on there between Arjuna and Krishna. Everybody was watching. When is it going to happen? When is the action coming? Right? Imagine you bought a ticket for a movie and it's all about action and somebody stalls it and say, I got a problem with my cameraman. I need to mentor him a little bit. Hold on. Oh gosh. Can we watch the mentoring at least? Okay. Live video of the mentoring. And so when is the action going to start? When is the movie coming up? Are we not going to be anxious? Of course. But amazingly here, Prabhupada says, everybody got to hear the conversation, it seems. In the purport, he says, it seems that it was publicly spoken. It seems that many got to hear it. And Arjuna's situation, wow, he has become depressed, he's confused, he is, got cold feet, like they say, and he is going to run away from the war. It says, I better go and beg. He's going to say that. So I'm asking a question, who will be happy to hear that? Dhritarashtra. Because he is afraid of the 100 sons of his who are predicted will die in the hands of the Pandavas. And wow, what a wonderful turn it has taken. Arjuna is confused. He's not going to fight. He has thrown his Gandiva away. Hooray! Wow. He'll be happy. But no, Krishna will make sure that happiness will be short-lived by the wonderful Bhagavad Gita that he will speak to him. Right? So after Sanjaya has spoken that, I would like you to briefly reflect on the purport that is mentioned there in the first shloka. If you can see that, he's saying, Prabhupada is saying about compassion. Madhusudana is being asked to kill the doubt that Arjuna has got in his mind in the discharge of his duty. So there Prabhupada is mentioning, no one knows where compassion should be applied. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. A man fallen in the ocean of nescience cannot be saved simply by rescuing his outward dress, the gross material body. One who does not know this and laments for the outward dress is called a Shudra, or one who laments unnecessarily. Arjuna was a Kshatriya, and this conduct was not expected from him. Very powerful words. Of what is going to come in the second chapter, you're getting a whiff, a little smell of it. This is what's going to come. Prabhupada is giving, Krishna is going to smash his arguments now. Just watch. He is so compassionate towards his relatives. He's giving how Krishna is going to smash his arguments in the second chapter. And he's giving a hint to that. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. Beautiful explanation. Floods everywhere we see. In China, there was floods. In America, there's floods in India. India, of course, every time floods. Bombay, floods, rain. There's floods are very common for us. It's flooding, right? And then somebody is drowning. Imagine Save me, bachao, bachao. And then he goes and then catches hold of his shirt and takes out his shirt and comes home and gives the shirt. I saved him. Isn't that stupid? So isn't that stupid? The guy is taken off his shirt, taken off his dhoti, everything, and you brought it home and say he's saved. It is as stupid as that to think that I will save a person by just stopping him from death alone. Because a person is not his dress. A person is not his body. The analogy says here. So brilliant analogy. And Krishna opens his account here. So I put it up for you here. 2.2, Krishna starts speaking in the Bhagavad Gita. In the first chapter, he did not speak. We heard Dhritarashtra speak. We heard Sanjaya describe. And then we heard Arjuna speak. And then Krishna is speaking now. And you know that I told you earlier that there are 700 shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita. And there are 576 shlokas spoken by Krishna, 78 spoken by Arjuna, 45 spoken by Sanjaya, and 1 spoken by Dhritarashtra. Okay? 576, 78, and 45. Out of 576, this is the first shloka. Krishna is opening up his account in the Bhagavad Gita. And very beautifully, Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam anarya jushtam asvargyam akirtim karam Arjuna. Right in the beginning, he chastises. He opens with chastisement. Of whom? Arjuna. Right? He is chastising Arjuna. Who likes to read this translation? Let me involve all of you also in reading this. Okay? Who would like to read this translation? If you like to read, you raise your hands. Then I will recognize you and maybe ask you. Yes, Shibani Ravi. I'm sorry. What's your name? 247 Haridev. 247 Haridev, what's your name? You're muted. We can't hear you. You're muted. Yeah.
Roshni.
We
Shall
can't
I
hear
read, sir?
you. I don't know. Can everybody hear?
Yes, Maharaj. It is Reshmi. She wants to read, Maharaj.
I think we can't hear you.
Maharaj, we can hear, Maharaj.
We can't hear you. Something wrong with the sound.
No, Maharaj, can you hear?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
You can hear me, right? Can somebody speak so I can see whether I can hear you?
Shall I read, sir? Shall I read, Maharaj?
Pratibha, can you hear me? Yeah, but can you unmute and speak? Hare Krishna, I think everybody is muted. Can the organizers please unmute?
We can hear, Maharaj.
Nobody can speak, I think, because you're unmuted.
Maharaj, participants can unmute and speak,
Sudha
Maharaj.
Satyanarayan ji,
only
can you
cannot
unmute?
hear.
I don't know. Hare Krishna, are you here?
We can hear you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, you're audible.
Unmute?
Maharaj, you're audible.
Okay, I don't know. There's no response. So I will go ahead and I will read it for you.
Maharaj,
the Supreme
we can hear you,
Personality
Maharaj.
of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy." Can you see the first, right? The first shloka that Krishna opens up with is chastising Arjuna. because he's his friend. Okay? He's not, chastising a stranger. He's chastising Arjuna, scolding Arjuna, because you are a Kshatriya of great reputation. So, my dear Arjuna, how have these kashmalam, means impurities, come upon you? Right? Anarya Jushtam, very important. Arya and Anarya. This is uncivilized. This is not a progressive man who knows the values of life. To become so much completely weakened on the battlefield as a soldier in doing your duty is not at all proper. You don't know. Looks like you've forgotten many things. So this is very interesting. So I want to just pause a little bit here. What is the meaning of Aryan? Prabhupada explains there in the purport that anybody who knows the values of life is called an Aryan. That Arjuna is seemingly not exhibiting that type of a value. So therefore he is chastised as Anarya, means not an Aryan. Anarya means uncivilized. So if you go to the last paragraph, you will see this. It is mentioned, the word Aryan is applicable to persons who know the value of life and have a civilization based on spiritual realization. Right? Persons who are led by the material conception of life do not know that the aim of life is realization of the absolute truth, Vishnu or Bhagavan, and they are captivated by the external features of the material world, and therefore they do not know what liberation is. Persons who have no knowledge of liberation from material bondage are called non-Aryans. Anarya means non-Aryan. So this is what Krishna is telling Arjuna is, you're behaving like an Anarya. Anarya Jushtam Asvargyam Akirtim Karam Arjuna. You don't know the value of life. So I like you to know that India is the origin of Aryans. Means people who had the greatest knowledge in the world and still have. And that's why they were called Aryans. And that Aryan is referred to here by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. You are an Aryan. You're born and brought up properly, cultured properly, educated properly by your parents. Your guru has educated you. And you know these truths. Then why are you behaving like somebody who does not know these truths? Anarya. Right? So all of you must have studied in your college days, in your school days, about the Aryan invasion theory. I think you know about it. All of you, I'm sure, have been fed this information that is totally wrong. That Aryans means a race of very superior people who look tall, well-built, very fair, and have wonderful bodily features, highly educated, and very knowledgeable, came into India in 2000 BC or something like that. This is the theory floated by British colonists while they were colonizing India. And now everybody knows that very well because research proves that and everything proves that. Because they read the wonderful Bhagavad Gita, the Vedic Shastras, everything, and knew these guys are very advanced. Because when the Britishers came in itself, even at the end of the Mughal period, the GDP of India was very high. Even then, even the Britishers were looting, started looting. Even the end of the Mughal period, the concerned people know that India was very valuable. India had amazing amount of wealth, learning, education, knowledge. Everybody from all over the world were coming. This is history, it's recorded history, which was of course suppressed, burnt down, and put under the carpet and everything. And this theory was made by British employed scholars for rewriting and understanding of the Veda, especially people like Max Muller and all of them. So they put this philosophy up, and you will see that even today we follow that in our textbooks. Aryan invasion theory is studied by Indians, and it's an indoctrination. But you will see the opposite in the Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita, why it is sounding so strange to us today, and we have to sit and teach you, in each one of us, maybe even 40 years, 50 years, even 60 years and above, have not been taught, because this is the education of this land. This Bhagavad Gita is the education of this land. And the land was filled with people who know this. And this education is very basic. What we are teaching Bhagavad Gita is taught to students who are 5, 6 years old. Kaumaram acharat prajna. They come to school. They are told, don't lament when somebody dies, because it is only the body. The body only dies. The soul does not die. You don't die. This is taught to them in 5th standard. When they are 5 years old, in the 1st standard, 1st grade, in the Gurukula, in the schools. Bhagavad Gita is undergraduate at the most, you can say, all the philosophy and everything together. In this day and age, we can sit. In those day and ages, everything was studied by them. By the time they were 15, 20 years old, they knew everything. They knew Bhagavad Gita, they knew Bhagavat, they knew the conclusion of the Vedic literatures, because this is the land of the Aryans. Everybody was educated on the absolute truth. Everybody was educated on the way of life, and everybody was very prosperous, and there was great material civilization, great spiritual civilization. That is the meaning of Aryans. But they tried to turn it around and say, you guys are not really greatly civilized or anything. The civilized people came from somewhere else and settled down here. You guys were uncouth, uncivilized, village people who don't know anything but agriculture, and you are, filled with all this bogus worship, and you do these temples and all this stuff. You don't have development, you don't have railways, you don't have judiciary. We have come to give it to you. We are the Aryans. And they made this theory. In this way, even today, all of us are victims of that colonial pressure on us. All our education is filled with that type of education. And this Aryan invasion theory is only one aspect of it. I'm using this now to tell you this because it's very relevant and appropriate. Why you don't know Bhagavad Gita is because you followed the Aryan invasion theory. You have gone through a westernized educational system. The history books were all rewritten by the Westerners, by the Britishers, and they glorify the Britishers, and they speak ill of Hindus, speak ill of Aryans, speak ill of our culture. And that sort of a vague colonizing hangover is there in all of us, that we are inferior. And Bhagavad Gita is inferior, religion is inferior, and so-called Vedic culture is inferior. The Western culture put on us through Christian evangelism and all that is superior. That is advancement, that is industrialization, that is that, this, everything. This psyche we have. Actually, it is not so. India was very highly materially advanced. Shipping, it was top class in the world. Making steel, top class in the world. Making textiles, top class in the world. Speak about the absolute truth and philosophy, top class in the world. Mathematics, top class in the world. And people were coming from all over to learn. Unfortunately, today, we all think very inferior about ourselves. This is indoctrination that was made very systematically done on us by colonists like the Britishers, like the Dutch, the Portuguese, and everybody together. And also the Mughals, who beat the civilization down. It's a civilization of very sophisticated aristocratic people. Therefore, there is meaning, great meaning in Krishna asking Arjuna, Anarya, where are you from? Are you from barbaric Germanic hordes or some of those other types of people? You belong to civilized place, right? So that's very important for you to understand this. This is just a background, help you a lot. Then Krishna goes on to tell Arjuna, Klaibhyammas magamaha partha naitatvai upapadyate Kshudram hridaya daurbhalyam tyaktvo uttishta parantapa. Okay, now, are you able to unmute and read? Aha, I think so.
Yes,
It's
Maharaj.
working.
Yes.
Yes,
I think you're
Maharaj.
able to unmute and read. Right. Who likes to actually read the translation? Anybody volunteers to read the translation? Okay. Saranya Kuchikaran. Please go ahead and read. You raised your hands.
Yes, Maharaj. O son of Partha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does
Oh,
not become
Can
you.
we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes,
Yes,
yes, Maharaj.
Can you hear?
We can hear Maharaj.
yes, Maharaj.
Oh, you can hear. I think I'm not able to hear. Okay, go ahead, please.
Shall I go ahead? Okay. O son of Partha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. So the purport, Arjuna was addressed as the son of Partha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father, Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. Such Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want.
Got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You read the translation, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
O
Maharaj.
son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading importance. So Krishna speaks 2 shlokas now. He just chastises Arjuna first. 2.2, he starts speaking. 2.3, he tells, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become of you. Give up such petty weakness of the heart. Kshudram hridaya daurbhalyam. Durbal means weakness. Hridaya means heart. Hridaya daurbhalyam means weakness of the heart. Give it up. Kshudram. Tyakto uttishta parantapa. Get up, O chastiser of the enemy. Right? So what amazing titles. O chastiser. Parantapa means, O chastiser, O great warrior, O great Kshatriya. This is speaking very encouragingly and telling, oh, nonsense. What's wrong with you? Shut up. Come on, get up. Go and fight. That's your duty. You are the great Arjuna. You're the great fighter. I've seen you doing this before. What happened to you? What happened? Who did something to you or what? So that's the type of very friendly talk and chastisement that Krishna is giving Arjuna. Remember, look at this caption, Hridaya Daurbhalyam, weakness of the heart. When you fail to do your duty and give your mind actually rationalizes very wonderfully and gives amazing reasons why you should not do it. You know, in the 6th chapter, we'll see how Krishna explains that your mind is your greatest enemy. Living with the enemy, right, means that you'll be weakened like this. Many times, when you get cold feet and you don't know why you are getting that cold feet, you will find that you generate wonderful rationalization very fast using intelligence and your mind. See, that's why I should not do it. That's why I should not do it. That's why, because you're rationalizing your fear, rationalizing your hesitancy, your reluctance to actually do your duty. And people put up these arguments and then they say, put it as a shield and say, this is why he did that. That fellow is the reason. This is the reason. The weather is not good and it's coronavirus. Therefore, I'm not doing this. I can't feed my kid. We don't say that, right? Every housewife and mother says, for these reasons, I can, oh, wow, you can't stop doing that. You have to do it. Otherwise, the kid will die. Everybody needs food. You have to cook. Everybody is dependent on you. No housewife can say that. Similarly, a Kshatriya cannot say, I'm not going to fight. I don't like to fight. See, my Bhishma is standing there. But actually, it's not because of that. It's because of that. You know, if you do this, this will happen. That will happen. If you do that, that will happen. This rationalization. And all of them, he himself knows is not correct. And many times we know our own rationalization is not correct. but there's nobody strong enough to defeat it. And therefore, we see, therefore, I have decided not to do. I'm happy. Nobody's defeating my argument. And I won't go and see so-and-so who is very smart and who can punch holes into my rationalization and argument because he's too good at it. And I possess my argument, my rationalization, and my decision. Therefore, I'm not doing it. This is how we live. My own opinion is very important to me. My own rationalization is very important to me. But Krishna is telling, stupid. It's a weakness of the heart. You think that you can convince certain other people who don't know Bhagavad Gita, who are listening to you, who will say, how wonderful Arjuna is. What nice person he is. He has got compassion. And he's telling, I don't mind going and begging instead of fighting against my guru. Bhishma, Dronacharya, everybody. Right? So how wonderful Arjuna is. Normally speaking in this world, everybody would say, yeah, perfectly right what Arjuna says. Right? But it's only Krishna who knows. He knows. Nonsense. This is nonsense you're talking. Kshudram hridaya daurbhalyam tyakto tishta parantapa. Don't we need people like this in our life who crack open our illusion and take away the screen we are hiding behind and then rip it and say, this is what you are. Get to work. I love people like that. I love people who knock me on the head and defeat my arguments and put me on the right track and say, come on, go ahead. Success is yours. But if you sit and moan and groan like that behind some reasons that you're putting up, you will be finished. Your mind is taking over you. Right? Don't you like people like that? Wouldn't you like to have a counselor like that? Wouldn't you like to have a mentor like that? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
We
Maharaj.
do.
Yes.
We want somebody
Yes.
to
Yes.
beat us up and defeat the argument. And here is Krishna doing it because he's a good friend, right? And when my friend is like this, I don't like to see my friend like this, a weakened, guy with a knock knees. His knees are knocking to, I don't like to use the Gandhi when I'm not fighting. What happened to you? You idiot. Get up, fight. So friendly chastisement. We love it. We wish we had. We always love friends who are like that. Friends who are very dear to us will actually do that for us. They will not bother about you misunderstanding me or anything. I have the privilege to shout at you, scold you, and put you on the right track. You nonsense. Get up, do it. And then later you recollect, boy, because of you, I won the war. If not for you, and if you not chastised me, scolded me, and put me on the track, what would have happened to me? So we like such people. We want such people. These are our best friends. So Krishna is being a very good friend to Arjuna, true to their relationship. But Arjuna comes up with arguments. As soon as Krishna says these two things, Arjuna will say in the fourth shloka, he will say, no. I'll give an answer to you, man. I know you're my friend. So you're putting up this argument. Katham bhishmam maham sankhe. If you go to shloka 4, he will say, Dronam cha madhusudhana ishubhi pratiyotsyami pujarha arisudhana. Arjuna said, oh killer of enemies, oh killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? They are my guru. How can I do that? Not only that, when he goes to shloka 5 and says it would be better to live in this world by begging. Gurun ahatvahi mahanubhavan shreyo bhoktum bhikshamapi haloke. Bhiksham means bhiksha. I will take better to be a beggar and go and beg. I'll do door to door, bhiksham dehi, and they'll give me something. Why should I go and fight against my own superiors, my seniors, my guru? Better to go and beg. Begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. This is a value proposition. This is value. This is a Gita value. Arjuna is saying, you should never give up respect for those who have taught you, who teach you, your parents, your elders, your teachers, your seniors, who have always groomed you in your life. who have taught you, and helped you to grow. Do not devalue them, undervalue them. As you grow up, think less and diminish them. That's not at all good. Why? It's cultureless. Next, you don't get blessings and grace from them. Next, you stop learning. You'll destroy all what you've learned also. It's very inauspicious. So this is a point of value. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. Right? What to speak of devaluing them? I am asked to kill them. So I don't want to do it. So in this way, Krishna gives better. Should I get conquered by them and surrender to them? Or should I conquer them? I'm not sure what I should do. I'm undecided. So he becomes confused and is undecided. Then he comes to the conclusion that this is what I should do. What I should do? Karpanya dosho pahata svabhavaha prichhami tvam dharma samhuda chetah yat shreyahasyan nischitam bruhitan me sishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Right? Who wants to read that? Who wants to read that? Okay, Sudha Narayanan, please read.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
I'm not able to hear you guys reading.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, shloka 7, translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Done, Maharaj.
Thank you. So look at this. This is Arjuna's conclusion. Although he gave all those rationalization, although he gave wonderful reasons, and Krishna shut him down and said, shut up, what happened to you? Then he gave again argument that how can I fight against my superiors? Better I beg, da. And then he said, actually, I don't know what to do. And then he comes to the conclusion. Right, now I am confused. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. Very beautiful shloka. See, he has analyzed himself. This is the amazing intelligence of Arjuna. He's not an ordinary person. Although he gave all these things, he has retrospectively analyzed himself and said, Karpanya dosha. I am stung by miserly weakness. Dosha means fault. Karpanya dosha. Karpanya comes in the word kripana. Kripana means miserly. A kripana is a miser. Right? Kanjus. Hindi mein bolte hai kanjus Marwadi, aisa bolte hain. Sometimes they call so-and-so Marwadi kanjus. They'll call some other guy stingy. They'll call some, this is called Karpanya dosha. And why is it used here? Why is it used here? Why is Arjuna saying, I am stung, I am confused and I have lost all composure because of miserly weakness? Karpanya dosha. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. This is acceptance of the fact that I am stuck with Karpanya dosha. Kripana, miserly weakness. So what is the meaning of this miserly weakness? How can we understand that Arjuna is a miser? Miser means one who doesn't utilize his wealth in donating, giving, helping others, etc., etc., right? So you call such a person miser. Arjuna is calling himself a miser. It's a very sophisticated terminology. And that Prabhupada explains brilliantly. Karpanya dosha means I am given the human form of life, which is the best of all forms of life. It is endowed with rational capability, endowed with intelligence, thinking capacity, analyzing capacity. And that great opulence, that great asset should be used properly in dealing with the questions of life, the million-dollar questions of life. And if you did not do that, and instead use it only for a deluxe edition of human life, deluxe edition of animal life, that is, I underutilize all my resources and simply use all my brain, intelligence, analyzing, rationalizing capacity, everything to find out where is something to eat, where is something to hear, where is something to smell, and I only do that, right? It says that if you only do animalistic activity, then you're a miser. And what is that animalistic activity? Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha samanye tat pashubiri naranam dharmahitesho adhiko visesho dharme nahi na pashubiri samana. Very beautiful shloka from the Vedic literature says, Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam chas. Ahara means food, looking for food. Nidra means where to sleep nicely. Maitunam means sex, seeking a partner. Ahara nidra bhaya. Maitunam means sex, and then bhaya means always afraid and then defending yourself. Having weapons, having money, having security of this type, of that type, and everything to defend yourself. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitunam. These four things are common, the Shastra says, to animals and man, to birds, beasts, and animals and man. Saman yetat pashubir naranam. Pashu means animals and other living entities, and nara. Nara means human beings. This is a common. But what distinguishes a human being? Dharmahitesho adhiko visesho. The capacity of the human beings to inquire, what is the duty of my life? What is dharma? What am I supposed to do in life? If he doesn't inquire about it, which makes him vishesha, which makes him special, if he doesn't use that resource and that facility of human life for inquiring that and pursuing that, dharme nahi na pashubiri samana, then he is equivalent to a pashu, equivalent to an animal. He is a two-legged animal, the Shastra says. Dvipada pashu. Normally dogs, cats, horses, and all of them, they all have four legs. But if you don't execute the duty of human life of asking these questions and solving them, then you are dvipada pashu. You are also an animal. So you are a miserly person. Why? You have not utilized your resources in really getting self-realization. Instead, you're using these fantastic resources to do what an animal can do. You may build a fantastic place, air condition it, and sleep on a bed that is, 1.5 feet thick sponge of bed with this thing and a bed. I remember I went to, when I was in Dallas, one of the very rich devotees took me to his house and said, Maharaj, this is my bed. I've completely removed everything, cleaned and put new sheets and new covers and this, everything to you. And I want to give it to you. So no, it's okay for me. I can sleep on the floor. You just give me a mat. He said, no. I want you to know what we live here. And he showed me with a remote control, the bed could lift itself and adjust an angle. And then he showed that the bed will massage you. You can sleep on it and you get a massage on your back. I said, wow. And then this will happen. So many features. And then if you turn around down and then you click this, the bed will turn out to be a chair for you. And you can massage your feet. I said, wow. I said, this is too much for a sannyasi like me. I may fall down from my spiritual life. No, please, today alone. Just want you to. So I thought for a moment, my gosh, you must have spent a lot of money to get this bed. Yeah, here it's like, amazing. Everybody goes to these places to get the best type of bed. I said, what? I was new to it then. It was 20 years back. I was new to it. So people, how to sleep better. Here in Coimbatore, I'm speaking from, there is a place called, there's a big billboard that shows a lady saying, hush. The name of the place is Hush, H-U-S-H. Those who are here from Coimbatore can check it out on Avanashi Road. Hush. Hush means what? It's a place, it's like a, hotel, big resort type of thing. Hush. You can come here to sleep well. Because normally in your house, you can't sleep well. We'll put you to sleep well. We'll tuck you into bed. We'll give you hot chamomile tea. It'll put you to bed. And we'll sing sweet songs to you. And we'll hush you. Hush, my baby, go to sleep. We'll sing you a lullaby. So crazy. So crazy is the word we have to use. And why so? Why is it crazy? It is crazy because you cannot sleep. You're a guy who cannot sleep. So bad, so sad, you cannot sleep. We never knew that, isn't it? It's so lousy that you cannot sleep. You cannot eat properly. Ahar, nidra, bhaya, maitunam. You have, marital problems. Then you have fear. But these are all things that animals are worried about. And if you invest all your human capacity into that alone, then you're a kripana. Because so much facility is given to you to understand the absolute truth, and you just bother about where is ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitunam cha. Right? So you're a kripana. That's what is mentioned. I'm confused about my duty, and this miserly weakness has gotten me. I'm asking you to be my mentor, my guru. Take me as your disciple. I am surrendered to you. This is a turning point in Bhagavad Gita. From the first chapter to the second chapter, here Arjuna is saying, okay, friendship and you're my friend and all, done with it. Now serious business. I am really confused. I'm completely screwed up. And there's a huge responsibility waiting for me. People are expecting so many things from me. I need you. Please take the role of a guru. I know you know, and I'm your disciple. So this is an amazing turning point. So many things have happened, like I discussed with you. I told you life hacks in the last session, that you recognize you have a problem which you cannot solve. Arjuna tried solving it in 6 different ways. He gave reasons and he said, therefore I should forget it and not fight. But he knew his solution was bad. It's not going to actually help him. So he recognizes this is not a problem I can solve. It's not a small problem like, my wife comes and tells me, or my husband comes and tells me something is not there in the house, please get it. And I get that and I adjust this or something. These are huge problems of life that everybody has. You get perplexed with many things in life. Perplexity in life means things happen to you all of a sudden which you never expected. That we are all suffering now, the corona virus. Nobody knew it's coming. Boom, it is thrown on entire human society. Everybody is perplexed. Nobody knows. Even today, they don't know whether the vaccines will work fully. There's a new variant coming. The Delta variant is over. The new variant is coming. It's attacked the whole of the UK, and we're all poised to receive it here very soon. And nobody knows whether vaccines will work or not work on them. And there are doctors, there are politicians, there are leaders, there are social activists all screaming and shouting. People are losing their relatives. They are dying every day. Nobody knows what to do. It's a perplexity. All of a sudden, somebody dies in your house. Wow, I never expected this will happen. This was so young, the person. Like in our congregation, we lost a 21-year-old girl, a very vibrant preacher of Bhagavad Gita to youngsters and pursuing her chartered accountancy. We lost her. Nobody expected, 21 years old. Boom, gone. Corona virus. And it was a shock. And then came another one, 42-year-old IT man. Boom, gone. Everybody was perplexed. And the only solution was from the Bhagavad and from the Bhagavad Gita for all of us. What to speak of you, me, and everybody, even me. I was shocked. Oh gosh, this happens. One of our members is lost. So these perplexities are not ordinary. The world is designed to keep you perplexed so that you will ask these questions. These million-dollar questions have to be asked by the human being, and you're equipped to understand those answers and pursue it. This is human life. That's what Arjuna has realized, and he's saying, these are million-dollar questions, and they're not going to be answered by me, right? I want you. So this is surrender. Number one, accepting that you have a problem. Number two, accepting that I cannot solve it. Number three, seeking counsel. And then saying, I remain surrendered to you. Whatever you say, I will listen to the solution. Because right now I'm unfit to make a solution for myself. And I have full faith that you will do it because you know all these things very well. I will listen to what you say. This is a qualification of a disciple. I am willing to listen to the Guru. That is the meaning of surrender. And then seeking, instruct me. Go ahead, tell me. So let's look at this wonderful quality of a Guru and a disciple. We should very well know from this. So it's not an ordinary thing. You have a problem, you analyze, and you recognize that you cannot solve it. You accept the Guru, you take his instruction, and he gives you a choice of solutions. He's not a fanatic Hitler. And you accept those, that's meaning of surrender, and then you execute it. You'll have success in life. And this is what happens to Arjuna at the end of the 18th chapter. You will see he's successful. Because in the end, they will be enthusiastic and vibrant after the Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Nashta moha smitir labdha tvat prasadat maya achyuta sthito asmi kata sandeha karishe vachanam tava. My dear Krishna, Nashta moha, my illusion is gone. Smritir labdha, I've come to understand who I am and what I should do. Tvat prasadat maya achyuta, by your grace, by your mercy, Achyuta, this has happened to me. Sthito asmi gata sandeha, no sandeha, no doubt for me. Karishe vachanam tava, I will do what you said. Thank you for explaining these things to me. Thank you for counseling me so well. I feel enthusiastic, vibrant, and ready to fight the war. This is what happened to Arjuna at the end. That means the Bhagavad Gita worked on him perfectly. And it was correct that he surrendered to Krishna. So we are all, by following Bhagavad Gita, we are surrendering to Krishna. Krishna's solution. We are taking it. Coming in the parampara through the Guru. And who is that Guru? You should be very careful in selecting that Guru. Not every Tom, Dick and Harry who wears a saffron cloth and is smooth shaven and got gold rimmed spectacles or got a long beard. He should be coming in the parampara. You should be coming in the Guru disciplic succession. You should be coming in the university of Guru disciple, Guru disciple succession, like I've shown you here. Right from Krishna, Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye. Krishna spoke from the Hridaya of Brahma and revealed his knowledge to him. And then it came to Narada, and then like that, Vyasa down the line. And here Prabhupada is tracing the line. Here you see Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada teaching, who has written the commentary for this Gita. You have to be coming in a bona fide line. It's not every willy-nilly guy can come and speak on the Bhagavad Gita. He has to be a proper person. He has to be Sat Guru, a bona fide Guru, which means if you ask him who is his Guru, he'll be able to point out and tell you. Prabhupada's Guru is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his Guru is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, his Guru is Bhakti Vinod Thakur, his Guru is Jagannath Das Babaji, and like that goes on and on and on, up to Vyasa, to Narada, to Brahma, and that knowledge is coming from Krishna. Connected up fully. So this university recognized by the Supreme Lord, right? In the 4th chapter, you'll hear more about the subject matter. Krishna will tell you in more technical detail who is Guru, how to accept it, what is his knowledge. So you should be coming in that parampara. You should be a representative coming in this parampara of Krishna, of the absolute truth, the person who spoke the Bhagavad Gita. He is fully knowledgeable because he has followed his guru, and he has read the Shastra Bhagavad Gita, and he has associated with other such persons like him who are sadhus. Guru, Shastra, Sadhu. This is a triangle. Each one will speak the same thing. You can verify. What the Guru speaks should be there in the Shastra. What the Shastra says should be spoken by the Guru or by the Sadhu or by the other person who is also doing similar following. This is a triangular reconfirmation. Anybody who professes to speak Bhagavad Gita to you, anybody who professes to actually give this knowledge to you, should check up who is your Guru, who's your Guru's Guru, what is coming in the parampara. And you should say, whatever you say, let me show in the Bhagavad Gita whether it is there, what you're saying. That's why I told you, open up the Gita. Whatever I'm talking, see, it is there. I'm not talking something on my own. I'm not using my brain and intelligence because I don't think I have the capacity to analyze this truth. You can ask me physics, chemistry, building. I'm an engineer by profession before. I did chemical engineering and I worked in as a project engineer, design, and I learned a lot of things. I set up many plans and commissioned them and everything. And I may know something about chemical engineering and plant design layouts and how to run a project, and some PMC, project management consultancy I can give. That's my material knowledge. Then I can give you knowledge about Bhagavad Gita, and I've studied it and lived it and worked on it and done all these things. I can speak about it. So I can only teach what I know. I'm not trying to teach you something which I don't know. Especially Bhagavad Gita, actually I don't know. But I learned it from Guru coming in this disciplic succession. And I'm strictly following what they said and conveying that only to you. I'm not adding masala to it. I'm not repacking it and improving and saying this Gita should be made better like this. No, Gita is perfect. It's absolute truth spoken by the Supreme Absolute Person, the Adi Guru, the first Guru, Krishna. We don't need any more, tweaking of the Gita. We need understanding of the Gita correctly. The problem in our country is everybody has got the freedom to say what he wants according to his own imagination. And he says something and it is fascinating to some people, and he becomes a guru. By vox populi, by popular vote, he becomes guru. But the Bhagavad Gita says guru means not by popular vote. Who can be guru is understood by hearing him, not by seeing him very well dressed, not by fashionable things, not by his great opulence and he came down in a helicopter or he came in a Benz. Those are all not good. Great economic, situation or great wealth and great social position or great scholarship and great education also will not give you understanding of Gita. You need the grace of Krishna coming through these great teachers. Guru, grace you need. Guru Anugraham you need. Then only you will be able to understand. It is locked. The key is very subtle. You can take the Bhagavad Gita and go and mug up everything and you can speak what you want, but that is not the Bhagavad Gita. Just the black and white 26 alphabets of the English language has been pouring inside here into permutation and combinations. Somebody can say this about Bhagavad Gita. It's not just black and white. It's conveying a meaning. I know that when I read this combination of 26 alphabets, and composed into words, making sentences, those sentences convey powerful meaning, which I absorb. So it's not just black and white English or language or whatever it is. It's a meaning that comes out of it. And that meaning also, it's mentioned here, should come out of the mouth of a bona fide guru. And through that only you must understand it. Not by your own speculation. So you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita on your own. You must have a spiritual master. You must have. So, eva bigacham. It says that samitpani, gurum eva bigachet, samitpani shotriyam brahmanishtam. You must accept a spiritual master because you are a human being and you got these $1 million questions and you have the faculties and resources to understand this. You must distinguish yourself from animals. You must accept Guru and become civilized Aryan. That's what we have learned today, right? So not any Tom, Dick and Harry can become Guru. He is a person who serves the Supreme Godhead. And he knows the entire Bhagavad Gita's information. He lives it. That's why our series is titled Living the Gita. One thing is knowing the Gita, the other thing is living the Gita also. You should also live it, right? So it's mentioned that the bona fide Guru, he should be coming in the parampara, disciplic succession. If he is not coming in the sampradaya, in the parampara, sampradaya vihinaye mantraste nishphalamata. Nishphala, it will have no fruit, whatever that person says. Even if he gives you mantra, education, it will not be having any fruit. Very strongly, it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Shastras. Therefore, you will see if you open the Bhagavad Gita written by Prabhupada as it is, at the end of the introduction, Prabhupada will introduce himself as coming in the parampara. He will say, I am coming in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, in the branch of the branch. And these are all my preceptors. Before me is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Krishnadas Babaji, Raghunath, Jiva and the Shadgo Swamis, Rupa and Sanatan, Lord Chaitanya, Ishwara Puri, Madhavendra Puri. Let that go on and on and on and on up to Krishna. Vyasa, Narada, everybody. He traces his entire line and he says, therefore, what I speak, I am faithful to all of them and I speak the truth. It is not my masala. He makes it very clear. So anybody who speaks Bhagavad Gita to you, you should ask him who is your Guru. And that is what Krishna, Arjuna is chosen Krishna to be his Guru. Not anybody can be Guru. Anybody cannot become Guru. Remember this, okay? There is a saying, an Arabic proverb that says, he who knows and knows that he knows he is wise, follow him. Like I told you, Prabhupada told in the beginning to the reporter, we can never be defeated, try it. Very confident that I know the Bhagavad Gita, I know the Vedic riches, I know the conclusion because I've been taught in the proper university in the parampara and I'm confident of telling you the truth. I have no doubt about it. He knows, so you should follow him. But there are people, he who knows and knows not that he knows, he is asleep, awaken him. There are people who are cultured, educated and everything in these things, but are not using it. But if they come for these sessions, they get awakened. Wow, what did I do? My father taught me Bhagavad Gita when I was 5 years old. I remember he used to chant, my grandfather would chant. I remember I am coming that, what did I do with it? My gosh, I better go and wake up. So they get awakened. He who knows not and knows that he knows not is simple, teach him. All of you have come to this session with the feeling that I like to learn, I don't know. Right? You are very simple, not complicated. So I want to spend my time with you, whatever precious time it is, because I know that you will learn, because it is not inside you. You don't have any corrupted format inside either. So you're simple and you will learn. But you should be very careful about this guy. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not, he's a fool, shun him. A lot of gurus are following in this last category, by the way. I'm very sorry to tell you. If you ask them who is their guru, they will tell the sky, the land, the air, and the light. One fine day, I sat under the banyan tree and a thunderbolt and lightning came and struck the tree. I got up, I was self-realized. If you ask them guru, they will tell you all these funny stories. This fellow, shun him, he's a fool. Because there is a science in understanding the truth. And that is well established in the Bhagavad Gita. Right? So he who knows not and knows not that he knows not, he's a fool. Actually, I want one more. He who knows not and thinks that he knows, he is another idiot. You should not go near him. There are lots of these idiots and fools hanging around in the name of great gurus. Be very careful of them. You will lose the whole human form of life if you follow them, because you'll become like them. Om Tat Sat. Here I will stop. I actually wanted to give you some assignment and everything, but it's become pretty late. And wish you all a wonderful weekend. Hare Krishna.